today's magic is going to be big magic, guys. Today's magic is big magic, guys. Big illusions, guys. Really big illusions, okay, guys. Massive magic, okay, from the last 30 years or so. Gigantic, huge illusions, okay, guys. So, guys, this is blocks some superb magic. Some massive bits of magic with vanishing objects. Huge vanishings, huge illusions with big magic. Vanishing airplanes, vanishing Statue of Liberties, vanishing tanks, okay. Big vanishes. So, like this, vlog blocks some superb, big magic illusions. The last 30, 40 years. Big world's big illusionists, okay. So, this vlog's video should be good fun. There might be a few secrets out here as well, okay, so get ready for some exposures, okay. This vlog's video should be good fun. We're going to go. Okay, back to the really big magic over here. And again, super big magic over here. I love this. I'm going to sit back and relax and watch this. This is the wonderful David Copperfield, 30 years ago, 1991. The Vanishing Orient Express. This is one of the biggest vanishes of all time, okay. A huge car from Orient Express, 30 years ago, 1991. Of course, the train that goes through Europe over to Far East, okay. I think it leaves London and goes to the Far East, China. Orient Express. And then Copperfield went on it and loved it so much he wanted to vanish at one of the carriages of Orient Express. Here he is. A real, again, this is an aircraft hangar, concrete floors, no trapdoors, no mirrors again. And to show it's real, he's walking down the train right now, as you can see. He's inside a real, three-dimensional real carriage. And he's walking down the train, okay. And you see beautiful inside the carriage, wasn't it? Beautiful train inside. Have you been on Orient Express? I've been inside it when it was in Victoria in London. Walking out the carriage, here he is. Again, the audience right round the carriage, just like the Vanishing airplane did back in 1981. This is 10 years later. Here you go, running right down the carriage. We can see the whole carriage right round it. On top are all the pieces of canvas. The canvas was pulled down. What a big illusion this was. And you still see the train carriage, and the canvas comes right down again here. I think the Master Magician gave this one away, didn't he, Valentino? But here comes down the huge canvas has come over the real carriage. It's a real carriage from the Orient Express, a Pullman car. Audience right round, as you see over there. The camera pulls back as far as possible. Now we're in an aircraft hangar, so it's good. Copperfield, of course, now what's for. This is a lovely show, this one. Copperfield, I think number 13. It's a lovely magic show. Superb illusions, and up he goes. Now this is the bit he didn't expect, of course. It starts levitating, doesn't it? Copperfield does all the theatrics. It's beautiful. He's great body movement. He's got great body movement, Copperfield, hasn't he? He's got actor body movement, and again, he really brings panache to it. Floating, this floats in the air. Look at the people right around him, right beneath it. It's floating in the air. 100-ton carriage up in the air. And again, we get very good the camera work. Again, the superb backlighting too with Copperfield shows. They're so well lit, Copperfield shows, backlighting and smoke. They were well produced, well lit, weren't they, back 30 years ago? Very high production standards. Copperfield, of course, now the thing is, I was going to make it float a bit to the right here, as you can see over here, okay? There it goes. So we still get plenty of sight over the heads of the audience. I bet they're scared, aren't they? Bet they're scared. Wonderful stuff. Again, the camera moves right to get a full perspective view again of the floating carriage again. Wonderful camera work, wonderful lighting, wonderful staging, no trapdoors. And he pulls it down, and there it goes. Wham, completely disappears. Look at that. The crowd are really freaked out. Look at that. Do the crowd know it's real? Do the crowd know how it's done? Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they know how it's done. Maybe they don't know how it's done. Copperfield, of course, gets the usual wonderful applause. There's nothing there. Vanishing. Superb Vanishing Express. What a trick, isn't it? Wonderful illusion. Copperfield in those days, 30 years ago, was doing big illusions. Niagara Falls, wasn't he? Challenge, escaping from, wasn't it? Alcatraz, escaping from things, walking the Great Wall of China. Vanishing, of course. The airplane vanishing, Statue of Liberty. He did a catalog of amazing illusions, Copperfield, didn't he? And back in those days, up to 1996 or so, Copperfield was the biggest in the world until David Blaine came along. David Blaine did street magic, didn't he? Made it simple again. Before that, David Blaine's appearance in 1999, Copperfield still ruled the world, didn't he? Biggest illusion world. Still going, of course, out in Las Vegas today. The space shuttle footage here. Franz Harary, very good American magician. Love Franz Harary. I think he's in his 60s now. Lovely guy. Here he is with footage of the space shuttle. This was shot about 30 years ago. The space shuttle shooting. Here he is. So it's wonderful stuff. The space shuttle, of course, is now decommissioned, I believe, isn't it? But between 79 and about 2006 it was going, wasn't it, for years and years and years. And in the height of the space shuttle was a big thing to do a trick with, a magic trick with space shuttles, wasn't it? NASA and vanishing airplanes. NASA never a straight answer. This is never a straight answer with a magic illusion. NASA vanishing, Franz Harary, space shuttle, and we see the space shuttle being pulled over the ocean and brought over, people walking over to the space shuttle. This is filmed obviously outside in a big concrete car park. Again, no mirrors at all. Really impressive stuff, isn't it? No mirrors at all, anything like that at all. And you can see, okay, it's amazing. There's a big cloth. You see the space shuttle behind. The guy's there with his there's space shuttle. You see the people there. You sit behind and everything right on the space shuttle. There it is, and you see a low shot of it. Two guys, especially, but there it goes. Up goes the cloth. Within seconds, it's gone. Bam! Look at that. Within seconds. How's that? Really fast, isn't it? The audience behind. Look at that. The audience right behind him. There's a shake. There's a lovely load of people. Everyone's confused. Where is it? It's great, isn't it? Look at that. Franz Harary walking around there. And again, there's no camera tricks, no mirrors. It is a real illusion. So it's very impressive, isn't it? Love it. Okay, the vanishing space shuttle. Lovely illusion again. And again, he does an outro of the space shuttle taking off somewhere. But in fact, it's a genuinely... That's not a camera trick. It's a really to disappear, guys. And it's a very clever trick. Is the space shuttle really there? Is it a real space shuttle? What do you think? Was it real or was it not a real space shuttle? I don't know. Very good trick illusion says, isn't it? Vanishing space shuttle. How does it done? Let me know you know it's done. I think it's... I'm not 100% sure if it's a real space shuttle, are you? But it's very impressive, isn't it? Whether it's real or not. It's a very impressive close-up, you know, very fast vanishing space shuttle, isn't it? Really great illusion. A great trick. I love it. The vanishing space shuttle. And it's wonderful stuff. It's wonderful stuff by the very good American illusionist Franz Harary. Fantastic magic. Love it. This one, didn't I? Statue of Liberty, great illusion of all time. Had to do it, didn't I? Because it's a big illusion of all time. Statue of Liberty. Here's Statue of Liberty here on the screen, of course. This is 1983, 40 years ago. This April, okay, Easter, 83, okay. David Copperfield was best illusionist of all time. And biggest illusion of all time. Of course, what illusion it was, wasn't it? And I had to do this, didn't I? I couldn't have missed out this illusion. I did it a few weeks ago. Had to do it again, didn't I? Because it's a great illusion, of course. And I mean, here it is, because here it is, Statue of Liberty, a real Statue of Liberty, of course. There's a real audience there. Here's a little mock-up, a little miniature mock-up model of the situation. Of course, he's got the audience there, and the statue as a little mock-up, showing us what he's going to do. Okay, the audience is going to be sitting, looking through a kind of screen with two scaffoldings and a curtain. And they'll see the Statue of Liberty at the distance, okay? Flagged by, of course, by a pair of amazing kind of neon lights, isn't it? Kind of skylights, those kind of sky lamp things, okay? Floodlights, is it? Floodlights, that's the word, isn't it? Okay, they'll be using floodlights. They'll also be using sonar as well. Sonar and to kind of get the Statue of Liberty caught on a sonar wave as well. And we get a lovely preposition here again, of course, Statue of Liberty here, and the helicopter, of course, is going to fly overhead, and the helicopter flies right on. This is shot, I think it was shot around about April 1983, shown very soon afterwards on American television. It went to become the biggest illusion of all time, and it was great staging. This helicopter, of course, right behind the Statue of Liberty, and he pulls back. You see the Statue of Liberty very clearly. Up goes the curtain, of course. Two giant scaffolds, real audience, right in front of it as well, literally feet in front of the scaffoldings. Gets on the good old sonar wave box thing. It's a fake, of course, it's a fake sonar thing, isn't it? And he uses that to kind of make it disappear, of course. Clever, isn't it? And it's done at night time, of course. As you remember, you must have all seen this 40 years ago, but I had to do this in the video, didn't I? Because it's a great illusion in there, cousin. Here we go. There's the money shot. It comes down, and there's the helicopter, of course. Very clever. And of course, you can just see the floodlights going through. Searchlights going right through space as well, to the blackness. And you see the helicopter, wonderful stuff. Searchlights, helicopter. Done at night time, of course. And there's an aerial shot, of course. Never knew if that's real. Was that real aerial shot or not? I don't know. The ring of lights, of course, there as you can see. It's a wonderful illusion, of course, in many ways, isn't it? It's also slightly controversial, I suppose, because in some ways, you know, it was black and it didn't quite have the depth of field you wanted. But there's an aerial shot again. Whether that was an aerial shot of whether those ring of lights was really at the Liberty Island, I don't know. I think it wasn't. I think a ring of lights is somewhere else, but it was edited in, of course, probably at some later stage, of course. And there's Copperfield, the guy on the ground, interviewing a real audience. Again, there's a Statue of Liberty again. You can see the helicopter again. The guy's looking at the helicopter. Statue of Liberty is gone. Okay, in total blackness. The zero was shot again. And as I say, the audience really didn't see how it worked. They really were sat in real seats facing it, and they were really baffled. Okay, they couldn't see how it worked. Up curtain goes. They really were baffled. They really were general members. There was a vicar, the priest. There was various guys, including journalists, on the seats facing the statue, and they really couldn't see how it happened, because it's back straight away. Right back it comes. It really was a real Statue of Liberty. It really was that. And again, brilliant depth of field there. You see the wonderful searchlights in the background, of course, can't you, there, which is great. And the close up of the Statue of Liberty. Wonderful stuff, isn't it, of course. As I say, wonderful pictures of the Statue of Liberty. They were shot, didn't they, at that time 40 years ago. Wonderful promotion. So as I said before my other video about this, it didn't matter whether this was a good illusion or whether it was a bad illusion. Did you like it or not? I don't know what you thought about this illusion. Whatever you think about this amazing big illusion of vanishing Statue of Liberty, David Copperfield associates his name forever with this illusion. It was David Copperfield, Statue of Liberty, wasn't it, of course? He associated himself with that for all time, okay? So that's why he's one of the best magicians of all time, because he associated his name with that sensational illusion, of course, didn't it, of course? Wonderful stuff, seriously. The wonderful Statue of Liberty illusion, of course, performed with a real audience. I remember when he did Vanishing Aeroplane, of course, the year before, in 1981, I think it was, or 2 years before, he didn't have an audience there, but in this illusion, he had a real audience present to see it. So they actually sit in Liberty and see the statue disappearing in front of their eyes. Of course, it is the world's biggest illusion. It was the Guinness Book of Records' world's biggest illusion of all time. It is a fantastic illusion. Whatever you think about it, is it good? It's bad. I love it myself. Okay, so it's got its critics. I think it's a great illusion, whatever you think about it. It's not as good probably as the airplane, not as good as the Great Wall of China or the Alcatraz, but it's a great, massive illusion, okay, guys? And I wish we had just saw more of those illusions nowadays. We don't do it nowadays, but it was a golden age of magic. Here, of course, is 1988. Paul Daniels, Britain's biggest magician. Paul Daniels was a really big magician in the UK. If you're in America or Germany watching this, you might not realise how big a magician Paul Daniels was. He's 5'6" tall, bald guy with a wig. Took it off later in his career. He may be wigless here, but he's got a big elephant from Chipperfield Circus, is it? Big circus in the 80s and 90s. Maureen the elephant, a real elephant, okay? Real airfield. This is done in a military field, okay? See, what's great about this illusion, this is created with Paul Daniels and John Fisher. Brilliant BBC producer, writer on magic, produced some magic shows in the 80s and 90s. BBC and ITV, produced Parkinson's Show, BBC One in the 70s. He was a big brain behind this illusion. And they wanted to do a really impressive elephant vanish in broad daylight, no mirrors, no camera tricks, no cutaways, see everything. And this is what you get. You get an airfield military field in broad daylight, see right back in the distance. See how far you see back in the distance. Long way back, you can see about a mile back, can't you? So you know there's nothing there. But this is very baffling, and baffling nearly 35 years later. Deborah McGee on the elephant. Okay, she goes into the tent to right. In the foreground you see Johnny Morris and Paul Daniels. Johnny Morris is a big BBC children's presenter. Love the man, lovely person, lovely guy. He was a lovely guy, now passed on. Lovely man he was, Johnny Morris. And you see right behind the key, right around in distance, everything, can't you? So you can see the elephant's not out of the back. Can there be trapdoors in a field like that? And the cannon goes off, bam, and there it's gone. Wow, fantastic, isn't it? Straight, very quick. Just like the airplane, very fast, isn't it? Good magic, very quick magic, and very fast. And it's gone. Now, Johnny Morris is there, and he looks like he's baffled, doesn't he? He looks very baffled, Johnny Morris. He was in his 80s, I think, when he shot this. Paul Daniels was in his 40s. Both of them are now passed on. Sadly, Deb McGee's alive, bless her heart. She's still alive. She's in her 60s, I think. There's Paul and Johnny Morris, and up goes. And now the killer on this, they pull up the tent top in the distance. See right there, nothing at all. No elephant, nothing at all. There he is. Really good elephant. Freeze frame it, rewind that. Have a look again at that bit of videotape you haven't seen before. You want to learn about magic? That's a great illusion. The vanishing elephant, real a military feel, no mirrors, nothing at all. It's great. How does it work? Fantastic. Do you know how it works? Let me know. But I know how it works. I think I do know how it works. A lot of people discussed for years how that worked, and some people didn't know how it worked. But it's a great illusion, isn't it? What a simple, pure, simple illusion. Vanished in daylight. Fantastic. No camera tricks. Vanishing elephant. Brilliant, isn't it? This is Franz Harary's tank, actually. There's good magic with the tank, actually. Franz Harary's tank. And here he is looking at a tank. This is a very good vanish by Franz Harary indeed. Lucky very much indeed. And yet again, we see yet again the tank being looked around again. This again is real tank. He's walking around a real tank museum. I think it's going to the USA again. Love that. This is a very big vanish again. This is huge vanish again. This is a real 100-ton tank. These tanks are heavy, and of course we obviously vanishing airplanes and vanishing cars, a lot of vehicles. A tank is quite good because a tank is so heavy, isn't it? A tank is a heavy vehicle to make disappear, isn't it? A tank, isn't it? And we love vanishing tanks, don't we? And so here we have it now, and we get footage there you see of the tank. All right, it's really interesting. So we get a lot of proposition here of the tank, and we see all the working parts. We know it's a real tank. So this is all build up, as I say, proposition, making you get convinced it's a real tank, of course. And we hope it's a real tank. I presume it's a real tank. So we're now cut to the big part. Here's the tank, walking around the tank over here. I guess it's the one who's going to try and make this appear. Good old Franz Harary. Okay. It's a real tank. So he's showing us all real. I mean, it's great because you can't... This is very baffling, this one again. And again, we get the pull back about 20 feet back, so we get two screens. The screens are see-through screens, which is quite a nice change of ideas. These, again, you see the semi-transparent, so you can see the tank in the background. So tanks there all the time, so you just about see the tank through the back. And a very clever method here again to this illusion. And it goes right up the tank, okay. Flash your lights and buff. And again, there's no camera tricks. It's really, really good, isn't it? And the tank completely just, look at that, straight gone, look at that, wonderful, isn't it? And to show, again, there's no perspective problems and there's no trickery. He actually, and we didn't see go back, forwards, left, right, did we? So where'd it go? Camera goes right in space where the tank was. So that's pretty baffling, isn't it? Pretty good, isn't it? So again, lovely stuff, lovely vanish there. And again, we see, again, no tank at all. It's really disappeared. Wonderful stuff. That's very fascinating. Vanishing tank. Good stuff, isn't it? There's good vanishes, these vanishes. Very impressive little vanishes, aren't they? So fast, aren't they? Some of these vanishes. That's wonderful, isn't it? Again, no camera tricks. Again, the tank's really right behind the screen. Really, really quick one, isn't it? And how does that work? Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you know how it works. But again, straight, the camera, I mean, literally, the tank's gone in seconds, isn't it? So it's wonderful stuff, isn't it? That vanishing tank there. Lovely stuff, isn't it? By superb American illusionist that is Franz Harary, one of the best creators. He worked with Michael Jackson as well back in the 80s, and also with some big stars and pop videos doing big magic illusions. Great Franz Harary, love the stuff. Superb bit of here, wonderful David Copperfield 40 years ago, 1981 actually for shot. And I just want to look at this again because this is one of the world's great illusions, of course. 40 years ago, 1981, Copperfield at the very start of his career, 1981. He was very early on in his career. He was about 24 years old. Like, he's a kid. He's just a kid, isn't he? He's a kid of this. And here he is outside on the asphalt airfield. I think it was California, LA, that area, with the airplane. It's a real Learjet. A real Learjet. It wasn't a fake one. It's a real Learjet. No fake airplanes. It's all real bits of material here. And here he is, putting the lamp on behind. And this, of course, was a very, very, very big illusion. Very, very talked about illusion 40 years ago. This is all over the papers, all over the news, all over the TV stations. When I was in school, the next day in school, I was about 12 years old. Everyone talked about this illusion. They loved it. The girls, the audience right around the airplane, they're being blindfolded here. And you can see the asphalt airfield, no trapdoors, of course, no mirrors, no special effects, no cutaways. Copperfield ropes the airplane round with a big ribbon rope thing like that. Okay, around 4 blocks of concrete placed right around the Learjet. It's a real Learjet, as I say. It was a small one, but it was a real Learjet. And hope you can hear me okay now. There were 4 screens around it. See right back in the distance there. Loads of lights in the background, of course. And there's the Learjet there, very clearly with the audience right around it, 360 degrees. Audience right around the airplane, of course, blindfolded, of course. And up go the front screens. Copperfield runs forward. 4 screen flips a switch, and we see this silhouette of the airplane there. Very well indeed. He runs back, of course. And there was a good misdirection here, of course, because he does barricade the front up. Okay, this was part of the secret of the trick, actually. I won't go into the secret, but this is part of the secret. He barricades up the front part, okay. Somewhere on YouTube's a secret, okay, look it up, okay. And here it goes. There's the silhouette of the plane. There it is. So the real plane, real it's right on the plane, 360 degrees, it's night time, flicks a switch, woof, and bam, look at that. Wow. And down it comes so fast it's gone. How quick is that? That's amazing, isn't it? This is 40 odd years ago. How fast is that? And the camera goes up. You can see right behind 360 goes right around the distance. You can see there's nothing there. It's fantastic. What a great illusion. What is the best of all time? Is it the best trick of all time? Better than the Statue of Liberty? Maybe it's best magic illusion of all time. It still is out there, brilliant, isn't it? And people have done stuff since then. That's great. Yeah, obviously, we've seen Franz Harary do it. We've seen people like Wayne Dobson. People do big magic. Paul Daniels, but no one's probably beaten that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Do you think that's the best illusion of all time? Maybe it is. It's a great illusion, isn't it? The audience were there. They were freaked out. They look genuinely freaked, don't they? What a wonderful illusion. The vanishing airplane. There was no trapdoors, no mirrors. It was really did disappear. Great, isn't it? Okay, it was a great illusion. Okay, wonderful stuff. 40 years ago, 1981. And that trick actually got Copperfield big. It made him a big star. He was big before that. He was doing big illusions, vanishing motorcycles. I think he vanished the car, and then after that, his next big trick was vanishing the airplane. Because it set his career off upwards trajectories of vanishing Statue of Liberty, walking through Great Wall of China. So he became the world's biggest magician. Of course, 80s and 90s. Of course, he did. As you all know that. What a great illusion that was, wasn't it? Hi, it's Anita, my girlfriend and fiance down the next. Okay, remember, please like. Okay, please subscribe as always. Please do, guys. Please subscribe, like, and subscribe as always. Please do, guys. Keep subscriptions going. I've had many subscribers, so please keep subscribing. Again, it's completely free. Also, please remember to click the links below for loads of videos of magic. Made so many videos of magic, seriously. I have almost 300 videos, so please check the channel out, please do. Magicalmike wanted to. Many videos for you, okay? Secrets, okay? Ideas, magic biographies, so please check the channel out, please do. Magicalmike wanted to. In the meantime, look after yourselves for a few more days, okay? Keep cool in the warm weather, okay, in the UK. And see you very soon, as always, guys. For more magic and chat, please subscribe. And illusion, see you later, and bye for now.